All blessed be unto thee, my children, and peace unto you all. Peace, so much peace. I had to bring in the Peacemaker. How y'all doing? What's going on? Everybody, ain't gonna be no peace looking at this. No, it lives up to his name. As you can see, there's a piece missing right here. There's a piece missing here. There's a piece missing here. I forgot one of my gloves. Oh, my little sidekick's over here, Minister Martin Thomas.
Happy to be here. I'm loving your costume.
I know, man, especially when I get these old cheap ass costumes. You already made fun of talking about. I got that grocery store, that cheap grocery store mask with the string on the back. That's a classic right there.
That is.
Oh, you got my Jewish sidekick over here. Shalom.
Shalom.
My Jewish child.
Yeah, I'm even wearing green like that guy, right?
What guy?
What guy?
Peacemaker.
Oh,
There's one guy, of course.
Is there? He just watched it, so maybe he remembers better than we do.
Well, we were having a good time. You ain't know.
Yeah, hold on, hit the brakes here.
You are not a sidekick. You're not even here. You are a villain, sir. You are a villain.
This is Captain Crickets.
Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our villain. What the He will just stop in your tracks and make you say, what the What happened?
Whatever plan you had, it's going to get derailed.
This man has the ability to make you stop in your tracks and say, what the I remember doing something kind of funny, and then he just, what happened? The good times are being sucked away. Where did these crickets come from? Get them off of me. Let's go ahead and get into that Peacemaker. He's back for season 2 and brought some people with him. When I say he brought some others with him, I'm talking about the other crew, the members of Project Butterfly. You know, last time we saw them, they were saving the world, and they did save the world. And you think that a group of people that saved us all from an alien invasion, they'd be looked upon as heroes. But the world said, nah, y'all still ain't shit to us.
Well, you can do something heroic. You just have to not piss off the wrong people.
Yeah, man. You know what? But isn't it funny that's exactly what they did?
Yeah.
Or at least the wrong person. Amanda Waller said, you know what? Y'all gonna do this to me? She pulled a Denzel. I'm pulling cases of all you bitches out there. And she did, boy, she did. Boy, she ruined their lives. Either they got jobs that they hate now, or they just flat out unemployed and broke.
Yep. Blackballed.
Blackballed.
Or black booked, as they call it.
Yeah, man. And even old Peacemaker might even face jail time again for something he'd even do. Something his dead daddy did. Probably before, he's a little boy. And also, he might have to pay for something a little thing that he did, that little thing he did in that movie a few years ago. I don't know why y'all bringing up old shit, but
yeah. I gotta say, all through the first season, I was like, hey, how's he skating by on that?
Yeah. Well,
turns out he was not. Pepperidge Farm remembers.
Yeah, my man love Eagles, but the chickens have come home to roost on this one. So, yeah. You know what? Oh. Pepperidge Farm remembers, and so does this dude right here. He said, bitch, call me Pepperidge Farm because I remember like a right now. So yeah, folks. But things that we might have had questions about and says, we just gonna not talk about this from season 1. Well, we talking a lot about it in season 2. So let's go ahead and look at this trailer for season 2 of Peacemaker, which nobody disliked. I know you loved it.
I loved it.
Yeah.
I loved it too. Oh yeah, big fan.
What I think about it, what I think about this, well, we'll talk about that after this trailer and when we get to our review.
Be doing it up in style. I
got beer. On. Duh. Oh, okay. Okay.
Just hand it to him.
I'll just hand it to him.
Well, I know people who were just as uncoordinated like that. You know my friend David. Only difference is if I threw that at him, it would hit him in his face somehow.
My mom, we're going to my secret room. You're not allowed to follow.
You must be John.
Uh-huh.
Jesus.
You're not that dorky.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
He's got a lot of nerve.
He really does. Except he really is a badass, Adrian. Yeah, what's that other dude? John
Economos.
Economos. He ain't, man, listen, he ain't shit, all right?
Yeah, but,
I mean-
but Adrian, he's insane.
Yeah, he's worse than me. He's a pain in the ass.
You know what?
He's by far dorkier than Economos.
But way more badass. That dude can hold himself in a fight. This dude can't even catch a beer. So he lost a fight with a beer bottle.
There's other things to put your value scale on.
Sir, then we will have to just part ways here. I am team crazy ass Adrian. Hey, you're talking about my best friend, all right?
Okay, I guess. who you don't even spend time with. Who you blow off more than anybody else does.
Hey, I didn't say that I wasn't his friend, though. I still respect the guy, just from a distance. Oh, and by the way, I already have a best friend, Eagly. My little Eagly's on the floor back there. I'm surprised she want to be in the review. That actually hurts a little bit. Oh, folks, we also have returning is John Cena as Chris Smith, a.k.a. the Peacemaker. And as I said, this guy loved last season. This guy loved last season. I liked last season very much. I don't think I loved it, but
What held it back for you, just to remind us?
I don't care. I mean, I don't know. I mean,
I don't care. Gee, that's a rude response to his question.
I just said I don't know. That was just a knee flex, a knee jerk reaction.
Shut up! Huh? What did I say?
That was out of habit. I'm sorry, sir. I meant to say I don't know.
I don't care. What was that?
I don't care. It's just that's a reflex, man.
No, and I get it. There was some problems with it. Like James Gunn was kind of spinning his wheels a little bit with it.
Yeah, well, I can tell you. Listen, that's a good question because you know what? I can tell you in a little while why I like this season better.
Okay.
In fact, I wouldn't even say I like this season better. I love this season of Peacemaker. I absolutely love it, man. I was loving every minute of every episode. And I didn't even think, I knew, something told me, looking at the trailer, I said, I'm gonna like this better than last season, but I didn't know I was gonna love it this much.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I'm up in this show's ass, man.
Okay.
Like I really was enjoying myself. And keep in mind, we only got 5 episodes, so hey, listen, by the end, it might be ass, but I don't know. We'll see. It's because it's 8 episodes. So they got 3 more to go that we haven't seen.
Well, apparently I saw something with James Gunn where it's like, no, these last 3 episodes, they're gonna turn you around. It's gonna be a big deal. Like he's holding something back.
Okay, so and they made a big deal about not giving us the last 3. So something big is probably gonna happen, which says a lot because these 5 episodes I think are pretty amazing. And here's something that people should know before this is why I always say don't listen to us or don't listen to me. Have your own opinion on this because if you are tired of universes, if you're tired of having to invest your time on other shows or movies to truly know what's happening, maybe this is not for you. Because not only is this season 2 of the show, but it ties heavily into Superman. There are events that happen in there that tie directly into this show. It even cleverly kind of retcons a few things that I thought was very funny that you'll notice immediately off the bat when this plays. But also more so, some people are saying that with James Gunn, it was Creature Commandos that was the official kickoff. But I guess technically...
He's even retconning that to where the Suicide Squad was the official kickoff.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's what I was just about to say. I was about to say that thank you, Martin, for finishing my sentences.
Yeah, I'm here to help. Now you don't have to.
You're welcome. That sure was a nice way to say, God damn it, shut up.
Well, after saying, I don't care, he had to clean it up this time.
The tension is palpable in this room.
Martin the Mind Reader, ladies and gentlemen.
But no, go ahead and say what you were going to say.
Why should I? You just said it.
The divorce maker, ladies and
Martin,
gentlemen.
get out of my head. I thought this plastic shield would protect me, but it doesn't. But yes, the Suicide Squad that's what I meant by technically. Thought I was dropping keywords leading up to something. But technically, Suicide Squad!
God damn, going off the rails, destroying the track.
No, but Martin is right. The Suicide Squad, that technically is the first one to kick this off because this show, even more so than
Sorry, man.
Sorry. See, even more so than anything else, this ties way more into the Suicide Squad. Probably the heaviest events tie into the Suicide Squad.
And they make it work extremely well. And it's all character-driven stuff.
Yeah, and they gave away in the trailer. I mean, we all know that Peacemaker killed Rick Flag Jr., and we all know that Rick Flag Sr. is playing a big part in the new universe that James Gunn is creating. So let's just say that, certain people are not happy about that. But I will say that if you're caught up and if you're still into superheroes and you want to look at something of quality, I would say you should even be willing to catch up on this because I think James Gunn's world is clicking into place very nicely, man. It's coming together very nicely. And I think the reason why is because it fits many of his strengths, especially this show does, with his strengths being strong but flawed characters, humor, and not just humor, but sick and twisted humor. This is not just violent and gory action here. This is not just blood and guts, but James Gunn is nasty. James Gunn, man, he's a freak. Shit, I know a freak. I see one and
it's funny because Peacemaker was one of the characters in the newest Mortal Kombat. I was like, did that influence some of this at all? Because some of the violence in this felt
I ain't talking about the violence. I'm still talking about freaks, goddammit. He is nasty.
Oh,
James Gunn, I don't ever want to listen, I'm a freak too, but I never want to walk in his bedroom.
Oh, I misunderstood. I see.
Boy, that orgy scene.
I love how the show stops to have an orgy. He's like, I don't even think this was necessary, but you can't turn away from it. Boy, you can't name another show that's done that.
Man, what a day to be an extra on the set.
Yeah.
That orgy scene, and Martin is right. They went a long time. They lingered.
Yeah. Yeah, it wasn't like here's a little detail. It's like, no, this is the show for a while.
People, this definitely ain't family friendly, y'all. This ain't Superman, all right? So for y'all who went and saw Superman and your little one saw Peacemaker up in there and said, I can't wait for the show. We might see Superman again. No, you ain't gonna see no Superman again. Superman is
Not
about...
yet, anyway.
Oh, no. Oh, hell no. Superman is about truth, justice, American way. Peacemaker is about blood, ass, and titties. They even got a character named Titties.
Yeah, right.
Not her choice, but they even got a character named Titties. There's so many titties in this show. But I love the diversity of the universe, man. I said this all the time. I like when they actually have something that is probably more family friendly or more PG-13 friendly. And then you get into stuff where you could switch places and say, well, this world is also full of sex and violence too. And that's what they do here. I actually like that a lot.
And all those ideas fit in there naturally and don't feel forced. Like, look at this. We have the ability to do whatever we want on HBO or whatever.
Yeah, but
it does take advantage of the fact that it's on HBO.
Yeah.
No, it does. But in a way, you're right. It's not exploitative of any of this. I mean, it's in there. It's part of the humor of it. It fits. This orgy wasn't just out of nowhere. I mean, we spent a long time there, which I didn't mind. But it's something that we spent a long time with. But the reason why James Gunn's universe is working for me right now is because the characters are just really good. Characters are just well written. They're not just flawed, but their actions have consequences.
Yeah, you say flawed, but they're all very flawed.
Oh yeah,
and it's like every single one of them.
Mm-hmm. No, there's no. With this show right here, they're not really doing anything that other movies or shows haven't done. I mean, Netflix did it with the Marvel stuff with Daredevil and things like that. And when they were at in their heyday, they were great. But I would say that Peacemaker is something like that, where we have these things with these characters who are heavily flawed, and their actions have consequences, and the consequences aren't just leading up to the next big movie or the next big action sequence. This movie is, like we said, this movie is like, hey, you thought we forgot about that shit.
Yeah.
8 years ago. Why you bringing up old shit? That kind of thing. Well, we didn't, and neither did this guy over here. And as I said, this is up there when these movies are able to kind of switch between adult entertainment, or that may sound like porn. When it's able to, it was close.
Yeah.
When it's able to switch between an adult tone and a family tone and still connected together, as long as your characters are tight and your stories are being told well, I think it all fits together and makes sense. And I think the characters here are really great. Mainly Peacemaker, because he's coming to terms even more with what he did in the Suicide Squad. And it was a horrible thing, but the beauty of this show for me is that I start to understand why they gave him a show the last season, because I was like, man, he just murdered somebody. How are they gonna give him a show? And I started to see how they did that. But man, when you have a person who's done something that horrible and they're trying to find redemption, now that makes for great storytelling right there. I think that going deep with this complex issue with this character and him trying to find a way to deal with what he did because he's become a different person, I think that's pretty amazing.
Well, it's not just the finding redemption for what he did, but also reconciling his past, the tragedy of his past. He's got a lot that he's processing, and then finding this new thing in his life. He's got a choice to make, but it's also, you're looking at how differently so many different people see him, and the ones that thinks he's a joke, thinks he's nothing, and the ones that know him who sort of have that opinion, and then the friends he has who look up to him or think, you can get past this. I believe in you.
Yeah, no, that's what I like too, because you get to see this guy trying to make it. He's gone from being a villain to now being a joke. There's a great scene in here where the Justice Gang, not the Justice League yet, where they just tear into his ass.
Yeah.
And they just, they say such horrible things about him in a way that made me feel sorry for him. I was like, damn. So, but later on in the show, it's also this guy trying to not only find redemption, but find a place where he fits. And so they have this other plot in here where he finds his dimension where he's not only liked, but he's a hero.
Best dimension ever.
Dude, that's sick.
Look at that. He's speeding down the street while people are applauding him.
Oh yeah, everywhere he goes, they're applauding him.
Yeah,
there's murals painted of him.
Yeah, the love of his life is actually in love with him instead of pushing him away. So you look at that, and this show does this really nice thing of making me feel sympathy for this character that I kind of hated at one time. At least by the end of the Suicide Squad, and even a little bit of last season. I was like, man, shut your ass up. You murdered somebody. I don't feel sorry for you. You big head. I think that's another thing I had to just adjust to, liking that character after doing such a heinous crime.
But in the first season, it did a great bit where mostly he was an idiot and a douche, and then by the end you start to see more of him as he was coming around. So much that first season was about that.
Yeah, no, it was.
They're all very compelling doofuses, though. I gotta say, they're stupid in the most interesting ways.
John Cena. John Cena, he's doing a great job with this character this season.
Yeah.
This is probably some of the best acting that he's done.
I know. I mean, of all the wrestler turned actors, he's kind of emerging as possibly the best one.
Yeah. Yeah. See, that is why I like this show better than last season. Because last season, they were building these characters up, and these characters were well written. But the focus of the show was mainly on stopping this alien invasion. So I'm answering your question right now. So it was a save the world show with these well-written characters. In this particular season, they really are concentrating more on the characters than some big world-saving event. And I think that's why I like this season more.
Yeah, way more personal, but at the same time, the scale of the show feels like it's gotten way bigger.
Well, yeah, probably put more money into it, but again, I think that's what I like about it is that they're not just, they might have a bigger budget, they might have a bigger scale, but they still aren't saying, hey, look at the money we got. They're still focused on these characters, as you said, it's more personal, and and when I say it's more personal for everybody. When I say actions have consequences, not only does that person have to answer for their consequences, but they focus on how it affects everybody. You have heroes like Rick Flag Sr., who's considered a hero. We get to see a dark part of him where he's now doing unethical things because of what Peacemaker did to his son. And you even have to ask yourself, it's like, okay, that seems wrong, taking advantage of your power like that, or can you blame him? Again, complexity with that. And most of these characters, they're dealing with issues that humanize them, because now we're not, in the first season, we saw them coming together as a team.
Mm-hmm.
And, it's just like every movie where these personalities come together, they clash, and that's kind of where you're getting, their character from. Now they're focusing in on their personal lives. Like Amelia Harcourt, who's played by Jennifer Holland, she's mentally breaking down because you said she's been blackballed and she can't find a job. So now she's just walking around like she's having a bad mental breakdown. She's just going around starting fights with people in bars.
Well, with the first season, had it so together. She's so cool. And here you see all the cracks in her, whereas before it was like, man, Peacemaker, she's out of your league. You don't need to be messing with her. And the more this season goes, I'm like, dude, she's up. You don't need to be messing with her.
she is, man.
I mean, I know she's hot and all to look at, but outside of that, yeesh, stay the hell away from her.
She's crazy, and she goes she goes to bars. And she's already whooping ass, but she don't stop until somebody beats her ass
into a coma.
Yeah, yeah. And then she goes out and does it again. Yeah. So she has a lot of turmoil that's going on, and she's trying to deal with it. And being that she has anger issues, the only way she knows how to deal with it is with violence. And I really thought that was a great job with that character. Leota Abadeo, who's played by Danielle Brooks. She doesn't have a whole lot with her personal story, but she is dealing with the breakup of her girlfriend. And also, I enjoyed her friendship with Peacemaker. I like the way they become close friends. Mm-hmm. They're trying to start a private eye agency or security agency.
Well, she is.
Yeah, and boy, let me just tell you something, man. I'm not gonna spoil anything, but just keep watching and see how that works.
I was gonna say, I thought she was pretty funny.
Yeah.
No, she's actually really funny in the series, man. But we're making it sound like this is a downer, man. No, there's a lot of things that make this fun, because they bring in some new characters who are there pretty much just to amp up the humor. Man, Tim Meadows comes in as an Argus agent, and he's like the CIA of this world or whatever.
I love how when he comes in, he seems like he's got his shit together, and it takes not much time, 15 minutes before you're like, oh, you're just as dumb as everybody else here.
Martin, 15 minutes?
I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt.
Try 15 seconds.
Yeah.
Because I thought the same thing. I thought he was cool, but after a minute, I was like, man, you a dumbass like everybody else. Because this fool came in, lying, talking about, I got bitches.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
no, you don't. Stop lying. And then he comes in giving everyone nicknames and people like, man, don't call me that. Tim Meadows is hilarious in here. He's giving people these nicknames, and people like, I don't want to hear that shit, especially John
Economos.
John Economos, who's played by Steve Agee. And I love the name he gives him. He calls him Ginger Cool. And immediately, John is like, man, you.
Don't call me that.
Man, they have a scene where later on in one of the later episodes, they have a scene where he calls him that way too many times, and his reaction to one of them.
Yeah. Like, oh, you want to play? Let's play. How about this?
Yeah. And I love, he's just, I tell you, he must be really good at his job, because HR would have got rid of his ass a long time ago. He's the guy that names one woman titties.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, no creativity. This is a show that fleshes out a lot of things too. Because it answers some questions that I always wanted to have answers to. One of the biggest being, so how did Peacemaker's ignorant ass, redneck, racist ass daddy managed to have a multi-dimensional travel room like this in his raggedy ass house?
Yeah. How did his racist ass daddy invent all these scientific marvels of helmets?
Yeah, exactly. Who in his daddy, you can tell, is stupid and country as hell. And they give a backstory about that in the show. And I thought that was cool. Hell, even your man Eagly gets his own subplot here.
Yeah.
Yeah, where he's being hunted by Eagle Murder, who I won't even tell you who's playing him or anything. You might know already, but if you don't watch the show, it's pretty funny, man. And I like the way that we've only seen 5 episodes, but I think it says a lot that they even left that episode on a good cliffhanger, a very good cliffhanger. So, we're not finished with the discussion. I'm gonna pass it on to these guys, but I'm really loving everything I see so far.
Cool, man. I'm liking the episodes. I'm not loving it like I did the first season. And I realized that when I got to the end of the second episode and I was tired and I was like, well, I'll pick it up tomorrow. Because with the first season, every episode ended where I got to watch the next one. And I got a lot of big laughs out of it and a lot of surprises. I'm liking so much of this, but I'm a little taken back by how much it is throwbacks to Suicide Squad and Superman, how it's so much is dependent on you having, assuming that you've watched those.
Yeah, it's deeply tied into a bunch of stuff.
Yeah. It just seems like some of this season is getting hijacked by the need to make the connections. But that said, it's still very enjoyable. Like the first 2 episodes, I was like, yeah, I'm digging it. But the next 3, I was like, all right, I'm liking this better as it goes. And to answer something that somebody wrote in about, I don't think the new theme song is nearly as catchy or as fun as the theme from the first season.
Yeah, I was disappointed that they changed it. I love the choreography. I love the way it looks. Like the last shot in the opening is great, but yeah, it's not nearly as catchy.
Yeah, I would say everybody got so used to the opening sequence of the first one. I would either say, yeah, it's probably not as good, or maybe you need to get used to seeing the second one. I don't know. After a while, it took me back, but I actually like that they changed things up.
Well, I like the idea of changing it.
Yeah,
but I have to admit I don't like it as much as before.
Yeah,
and I will say probably my biggest problem with this, I'm curious how you guys felt, is like, of all of James Gunn's work, the needle drops felt the heaviest in this.
Yeah.
Like, it really felt like, listen to this. It's like, all right, you didn't need this song here.
They come on pretty strong at the end of each episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is going to be my biggest complaint. And it's been a complaint of mine with James Gunn and almost everything lately, is that there's just too much music playing. He's always got to play some song every other scene for something, especially if we get to an action scene or if somebody's in a fight scene or something. Or if something gets emotional, a pop song, a rock song has to play. So that would be my biggest complaint. As you say, the needle drops.
Yeah.
And that is something that I have not liked. It is something that I find at this point actually kind of annoying. It's because it's so much. Maybe it was done every now and then.
Yeah.
But damn, he's playing he's playing his whole mixtape through this thing, man.
and cranked up to 11 sometimes.
Yeah. So that is my big complaint. That's probably the biggest complaint that I have with this. But no, I don't know if I enjoyed this more out of everybody. I mean, I'm sure you got more to say.
Yeah, I would give this a very high rating. I haven't even seen the whole season, but if we're giving ratings, I'd give this at least a full price for now, with the ability to go up. I thought the first season of this show was better than Sex for me. I loved everything they did. And I think these characters are strong enough that they could keep expanding on them. And they took a trope that normally superhero stories end with, and they started with it here. And I appreciated that. Get that shit out of the way.
Yeah. And I think, listen, if you'll know if you like this by seeing the first season or maybe even something like Guardians of the Galaxy. But it's so James Gunn does have a brand of humor. James Gunn has a brand of storytelling. But I really do think he's great with characters. And that's what I was saying. That's why I said at the beginning, where it's like, if you got to go back and look at some things and do research or have seen all these other properties, then you might not like it as much. But I mean, we're building another universe here. We're building a world, and I actually like the way things are connecting right now, because I think that these callbacks are actually serving a story that's moving forward. And I can't wait to the last 3 episodes, man.
Oh yeah.
Because they've set up a lot of mystery, like there's certain characters who are not revealed. There's things that you don't know that's going on, but like you see things that are kind of recognizable, but they haven't made the picture clear. And it's interesting to see everything come together.
Yeah, I think that's true, man. Because underlying everything, there's this mystery that still needs to be solved, which is pretty much what is this damn dimensional portal doing in this guy's house, and where are we leading to with that?
Yeah, I mean, we kind of get an answer to a lot of that, but there's so much with the other dimension we're exploring that seems too perfect, and like, all right, what's the underside? What's the underbelly of
Yeah,
this?
yeah. There's something that's wrong when something seems too good to be true. If it is too good to be true, then it probably is too good to be true, which is I'm waiting for that to drop right there. But man, I'm enjoying this. I can't wait to finish the last 3 episodes, and when I do, it might even be a higher rating. But right now, it's very much a full price. I'm having a fun time with this, man. And I'm really, regardless of the music, I really am enjoying what James Gunn is doing at this moment. I really do think that concentrating on characters and stories, he said nothing is done until a script is done.
Yeah.
And he's had his hand in a lot of these right here. He wrote a lot of these episodes. So I believe him with that. And it just, I'm really finding the characters enjoyable, and I'm fine, and beneath all the crazy humor and all the gore and all the orgies and everything, I really do think that there's some strong writing with these people, man, and that's why that's why I really admire this. So yeah, it's a full price for me, but who knows? Like I said, man, maybe the last 3, I might come back and be like, this is some bullshit.
Well, I'm sort of the opposite. I mean, like Julian, I thought that I gave the first season better than Sex, because I rewatched it so many times and laughed every time I rewatched it. And it's been more of a high matinee. Although the last episode 5 was a full price. So I'm very optimistic about these last 3 episodes. It's an influx high matinee that could easily become a full price with the last 3.
Yeah. I don't know where this is going to go, and I don't know if James Gunn could even keep this up with stuff that's happening later. But I'm enjoying things as a whole.
Absolutely.
I really enjoyed how this has come out of Superman, and we've gone straight into this right here. It's I can't wait to see what else. I can't wait to see what Green Lantern is going to do. And I think the key thing here is that everything is actually having its own tone. Everything is having its
cohesive.
Own
it all feels like it's part of the same universe.
Well, it's cohesive, but everything is its own thing.
Yeah.
But yet it doesn't feel like anything is sticking out from something else.
It'll be really interesting with Green Lantern, because like the Peacemaker season 2 and Superman, those are both on Earth, but like something like Green Lantern that'll be in outer space, like maybe we'll hear a little bit about Guy, but like, I feel like a lot of the stuff that is incorporated from Superman to Peacemaker, we won't really see it in Green Lantern. That'll be interesting.
Yeah. Well, I never stopped here like I did with Marvin thing. Like, how does a dude that wears a skull on his shirt hang out with a talking duck? I didn't totally makes sense here.
Because you start with that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I mean, if you start with a giant alien starfish trying to take over the world, where else can you go?
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know. We'll see where it goes, y'all. Like I said, things could change, but I'm looking forward to those last 3 episodes, man. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
And what sucks is that we got these so early. We have to wait a long time to get to those
damn
last
it.
3.
I know. And hopefully it'll be popular enough that we can do a spoiler talk, because there's a ton of shit I really want to talk about that we didn't even bring up.
Yeah, well, we'll wait for that. We'll wait for that to happen, man.
In 2 years.
I don't know. They making me wait so long. I may have to have an orgy between keep my mind.
You mean another one?
No, yeah, it's a good way to pass the time, sir.
You got holes in that mask.
Or would you look at that? You made it to the end of the video. That means you really like us. So just go ahead and press that like button and subscribe while you're at it. And check out our other channels, our social media like Instagram, TikTok, and our Patreon, where we have new stuff coming up all the time. And we'll see you on the next video.